The sinking of the Titanic was one of the deadliest disasters in history. But what really led to the sinking of this so-called unsinkable ship? And how did her story begin? It all started with a rivalry. Back in the early 20th century, two shipping giants dominated the transatlantic passenger liner industry, the Cunard Line and the White Star Line. The Cunard Line was known for its speed and luxury. When they launched their new luxury liners, the Lusitania and Mauretania, they were the fastest ships afloat. White Star wanted to take the title of fastest, but they knew they couldn't compete with the Cunard liners, so they hatched a new plan. They would build the biggest ships the world had ever seen. In 1907, J. Bruce Ismay, chairman of White Star, and managing director of the shipbuilder Harland and Wolff, met in secret to discuss their new project. They decided to construct a new class of large, luxurious liners that would offer unparalleled comfort and service. There would be 3 ships in the class: the Olympic, the Titanic, and the Gigantic. The Titanic was designed to be a floating palace with every possible amenity for first-class passengers. There were grand staircases, a swimming pool, a gymnasium, and 6 opulent suites, each more luxurious than the last. The ship was also the first of its size and class, boasting 16 watertight compartments that stretched from floor to ceiling. This design made it virtually unsinkable, or so they thought. But the Titanic wasn't just about luxury. It was also about speed. Although she wouldn't compete with the Cunard liners, she was still designed to make the crossing from Southampton to New York in only 5 days. Construction began in March of 1909, and by September of 1910, the Titanic was complete. She was the largest ship ever built, and the most luxurious liner afloat. Her first voyage was scheduled for April of 1911, but a collision with another ship forced White Star to postpone her maiden voyage until late April. The Titanic set sail from Southampton with 2,224 people on board. There were 333 crew members and 891 passengers, including millionaires, aristocrats, and immigrants from all over Europe. Among them were John Jacob Astor IV, the richest man in the world at the time, and Benjamin Guggenheim, a copper tycoon. The ship was filled with life as passengers enjoyed the many amenities and the crew prepared for the crossing. But what happened next is something we all know. A few days into the voyage, the Titanic struck an iceberg and began to sink. Within hours, she was gone, taking down with her over 1,500 passengers and crew. So why did the Titanic sink? Well, it's a combination of factors. First, the ship was designed with 16 watertight compartments that stretched from floor to ceiling, but the compartments weren't completely watertight. Water could still flow from one compartment to the next through openings near the top of the bulkhead doors. Second, the Titanic was traveling at high speed in an area known for icebergs. The captain had received several warnings about icebergs in the area, but he assumed that they were referring to smaller icebergs. He didn't realize that there was a massive iceberg directly in the ship's path. Finally, there was a lack of lifeboats for such a large ship. The Titanic was designed to carry enough lifeboats for everyone on board, but the lifeboats were stored in a different part of the ship and were never brought to the surface. All of these factors contributed to the sinking of the Titanic, but ultimately, it was the combination of human error, bad luck, and a lack of foresight that turned this luxury liner into a tomb. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about the Titanic, there are plenty of resources online. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with Destiny.